Hello children, welcome back. So today we'll be seeing the remaining, that is the part 2 of your chapter 1 in zoology, right? So follow the lesson from the first minute till the last minute. Don't get distracted. Take notes in your note. I will check your note. Okay? So take notes in your note regularly. And now we'll get into the topic first. So first, we are seeing the living world. So in that first, the content page. What is the topic that we are going to learn today? First one, you're going to learn about taxonomic hierarchy. Okay, what is this taxonomic hierarchy? Is we have several categories. Okay, we have several categories in classifying the animals. So that is what we will tell it as a taxonomic hierarchy. Okay, so we'll learn clearly about that. And the second one is nomenclature. So what is this nomenclature? Giving a name to an organism, right? So this also we will learn in depth. And then about binomial nomenclature. Okay, I will clearly explain what is binomial nomenclature, and then we are going to learn about concept of species, some of the books that is been written by some biologists, and then we are going to learn about tools for study of taxonomy. So what are the tools that are there with which we can study about different species in different environment, right? So this is what we are going to see in today's class. So first we are getting into the 7 categories. So this is what the 7 categories, that is the taxonomic hierarchy. Okay, so this is what we will tell it as a hierarchy. If you see there, species is the very smallest one, and after that is the genus, and then the family, order, class, phylum, and kingdom, and finally the kingdom, right? So we are having these 7 categories. So in this, species is the basic unit, right? In this classification, species is the basic unit of classification. For example, I have given the example of Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens means it says it is a human. So the scientific name for human is Homo sapiens, right? So here sapiens says that this is a species name. Okay, Homo means it is a genus name. So this Homo sapiens, sapiens belongs to the species name and Homo belongs to genus name, and the family that we belong is hominids, and the order primates, and class mammals, phylum we belong to chordates, and then we belong to animal kingdom. So this is what our classification. Okay, so I have given clearly this is the classification of human beings, right? Homo sapiens means it is human. So we have this classification or these 7 categories. So our species name is sapiens, genus name is Homo, okay, family name is hominids, order we belong to order primates, and class mammals. You know, mammals means it has hairs all over the body, so mammals. And then phylum chordates. Chordates means we have vertebral column, and then we belong to animals. So this is what the 7 categories, that is the taxonomic hierarchy. Now we will learn each category separately. Okay, so first one is species. So what is a species? It is the basic unit of classification. Already I have told you it is the first and the foremost basic unit of classification. So group of animals which have a similar characteristics or similar features. Okay, some organisms will have same characteristics or similar features, so they will be grouped together into a common species. Okay, they will be together in a common species. So this is what known as the species. And they also produce fertile offsprings, and some also produce sterile ones. So here we know fertile offspring means it is a normal reproduction process, and the offspring that has been produced will also get matured and they will reproduce, and they will also produce the new generation. But what is this sterile ones? Sterile ones means they cannot reproduce. Okay, this is what sterile one, they are infertile. So why this infertility occurs? What happens here? So when some closely related species, when they are mating, so when they are cross mating, that time we will get a species known as the sterile species. Okay, if you see in your book, they have given a beautiful example. First you see here, lion, a male lion is been crossed with a female tiger. Okay, the resulting offspring is a liger, which is a male. So this is what the first criteria. And then if you see the second one, tiger, which is a male one, is mated with female lion. You see the offspring that is obtained is tigon. So likewise we have some cross mated species. Okay, they belong to very close family, right? This lion and tiger, they belong to very close species, related to very close species. Okay, but they, when they cross, they result in infertile offspring. So this is what. So normal reproduction results in offsprings, that is which is fertile in nature. But this type of cross mating results in infertile offspring. So this is what. And there is an example, another one example also. Male horse and female donkey, if it crosses, there will be a hinny that is produced. And male donkey and female horse, if it crosses, there is a mule that is being formed. Okay, so they are all sterile. Okay, so this is what the sterile offsprings. And then we are getting into the next category, that is the genus. Okay, so genus means what? It will have the closely related species. So all the closely related species will come under a particular category called as genus. So there are two types of genus. One is monotypic, another one is polytypic. What is this mono? Mono means single. So monotypic means what? Only one species will be there in that particular genus. Okay, so in that genus only one type of species alone is possible, no other closely related species will be there. So that is what, only one species is there, means there is monotypic genus. Example, if you see Allurus, there is a red panda alone in that particular genus, no other panda can be seen in that particular genus. So next is polytypic, means poly means more. So here you can see more than one species. Okay, so example, cat in genus Felis. So Felis is a genus, in that two types of Felis species are there. If you see there, Felis domestica, Felis margarita. So first name is genus name, I told you. So the genus name is same. Okay, they belong to same genus. Whereas if we see the second name, that is the domestica there, here it is a margarita. So domestica means it is a domestic cat. That species is a domestic cat species. And the second one is a jungle cat. You know the difference between the home cat and the wild cat, right? So they will have some difference, but they belong to a closely related species. So that is what we are putting them together into a common genus. So this is what a genus is. I hope you have understood, right? And next one. So this is a closely related species, and monotypic means one species, and polytypic means more than one species, right? Okay. Next category is family. So here, if you learn one definition, the next definition you itself can write. So if you have seen in genus, that is closely related species comes under single genus, means here what will come? Closely related genus will come under a single family. So if you see here, it is a group of closely related genera. Genera is otherwise the genus. Okay. So example, family Felidae. I have given an example of family Felidae. If you see in this family Felidae, there are two genus. One is genus Felis, that is cat. Another one is genus Panthera, that is lion. So lion and cat, both they belong to a single common family called as Felidae, but they are different genus, but they are closely related. So they will come under the same family, that is family Felidae. I hope this is very clear, right? And the next category, order. Okay, so here what will be the definition? Group of closely related order will come, closely related families will come under this order. Okay, if you see the example, order Carnivora. Carnivora means flesh eating. Okay, order Carnivora. If you see there, two types of families will come in that order Carnivora. That is family Canidae, another one is family Felidae. Felidae you already know, it is a cat family. Canidae means it is a dog like. Okay, it is a dog like family. So that is what coming under Canidae. And next one. So class, the next category is class. If you see the definition for class, a group of one or more related orders, they will be placed in a particular class. For example, class Mammalia. So Mammalia means it has fur all over the body, hair like structure all over the body. So class Mammalia means you can see there two examples. So order Primates is coming under the same class Mammalia, and order Carnivora is also coming under the same class Mammalia. So primates means apes, okay, chimpanzees, and even us. We will come under that particular order. As we have discussed earlier in the first slide, we belong to order Primates. So here we will be coming under order Primates, and order Carnivora we have already seen. The other flesh eating animals will come under order Carnivora. So both these order will come under the class Mammalia. Okay, so this is what the class. And next one, finally the kingdom. Okay, kingdom you already know. So all these different classes will come together under a single kingdom, that is animal kingdom, right? So next one is binomial nomenclature. So before getting into this topic, binomial nomenclature, first you tell me what it is. See, this is a word called as giza. Another word, inim, inimin, okay, and emberi, manna, and duana. So what are these words? Any guesses? What is the meaning of these words? We don't know, right? So these words defines that it is a human. Okay, the word human has different, different, in different languages it has been given us different words. If you see here, this giza, inimin, and emberi, manna, and dona, all these represents the word human, but these are different in different foreign languages. Okay, but so now we have a confusion, right? So how we can learn this? So each people in different country, if they want to know about a particular organism, if they want to know about the name of a particular animal, they have to know a common name, right? If there is no common name, we cannot identify, because some people in one place they will be calling by different name, another one place they will be calling by different name. So in order to avoid that confusion, they have given this name called as nomenclature. So what is the biological name for the human is Homo sapiens. Okay, so this is what. So Homo means it is genus name, and sapiens means it is the species name. So this is what known as nomenclature. That is the science or the process of assigning the scientific name to animals. Okay, giving the scientific name to animals, it is what called as nomenclature. Then what is this binomial nomenclature? Bi means two. Giving two names. That is what I have already told you. One is genus name, another one is species name. Genus name is Homo, species means sapiens. So genus name and species name together. So this is called as binomial name. So the binomial name of human is Homo sapiens. Likewise, you have binomial names for all the organisms. So you can call them commonly through this binomial name. Okay, so wherever we may be, okay, we may be in any part of the world, so the name will be common for all, right? And the next one, trinominal nomenclature. What is this trinominal? Tri means what? Three, right? So here giving three names to an organism. So as I have discussed earlier, genus name and species name, these are the two names that has been given. But here see, there are three names that has been given. There is a one extra subdivision. What is that is? So first one is generic name, that is the genus name. Extra subdivision is subspecies name. So genus name, species name, and subspecies name. There may be some organisms which will have some subspecies. Okay, so that name also will be given. So together we will tell it in a three names. That is what it is called as trinominal name. For example, the common crow, okay, the Indian house crow that we see daily. So it has a name of Corvus splendens splendens. Here Corvus is a genus name, splendens is a species name, another one splendens is a subspecies name. So this is what the trinominal nomenclature. Very easy, right? Binomial means giving two names to an organism. Trinominal means it is giving three names to a organism. And then there is another term called as tautonymy. Okay, tautonymy. So tautonymy means what? The genus name, that is the generic name, and the species name will be the same name. Okay, both will be same. See, in Homo sapiens, Homo is different, sapiens is different. But when you see here in tautonymy, there will be some organism which will be having the same generic name and same species name. For example, Naja Naja. So this is the Indian cobra. You know what is a cobra, right? So this Indian cobra has this scientific name, that is Naja Naja. This is a tautonymy. This is the same name. So genus also is a same and species name is also same. So Naja Naja. So both are same, right? So this is tautonymy. Okay, I hope you have understood. Next one. In order to write this scientific name, in order to call or in order to say this scientific name, there are some rules that is being followed. Okay, simply you cannot write these names or simply you cannot use this. Okay, there are some rules. We will see what are they. First one, scientific name should be italicized or in printed form or underlined when handwritten. So when it is printed, the scientific name should always be in italics. This scientific name alone should be in italics. Or when you are writing it in the paper, when you are writing it in hand, it should be underlined. That too separately. What is meant by separately means genus name, one underline and leave some gap, and when you are writing the species name, in species name separate underline. Don't underline together, right? Genus name and species name should be underlined separately, right? And then the generic name first alphabet should be in uppercase and the species name first alphabet should be in lowercase. So the genus name should start with a capital letter and the species name should start with a small letter. So Homo sapiens, if you write, H should be capital, sapiens, S will be smaller. So whatever the binomial name you write, you have to write the genus name, first letter of the genus name as a capital letter and the second letter, that is the second word, that is species, should be written in the small letter, the starting letter, right? And next, the third rule, the scientific name of any two organisms are not similar. So two organisms cannot be given the same name. So that is what, okay? So if there are two organisms, you cannot give same name for any two organisms. So that is what, each organism will have its own separate name, okay? So no confusion in that. So scientific name of any two organisms should not be similar. And then the name or abbreviated name of the scientist who first publishes the scientific name may be written after the species name. So the one who publishes the name for a particular organism, his name can be included along with that biological name. For example, if you see here, example, Felis Leo Lin. If you see here, Lin, what is this Lin is? It is Carolus Linnaeus. So the Linnaeus. So his name, his initial he has given at the back because he has first published this scientific name. So he has given his name at the back. So this is what this rule, okay, this rule says. And then if the species name is framed after any person's name, the name of the species shall end with I or double I or AE. So if a particular organism is given a name of some other person's name, so some would have given because of in remembrance of some other persons, right? So the one who have discovered, he would have given his name for that particular organism likewise. So for example, if you see here, Cryptodactylus varadgiri, okay, Cryptodactylus varadgiri. So here the scientist who discovered this was Varadgiri, okay. So he has given his name for this lizard at the back. So he has given a small I, extra I there, right? So this is what. So a species name, if it is there, if it is given a person's name, it should end with I or double I or a AE, okay? So this is what a rule. And next one, we are entering into the concept of species. So here, as I told you, we will be learning about three persons who have given some books regarding this taxonomy, okay? So the first one, the term species was coined by John Ray. So John Ray, he was the one who has given this particular term called as species. So he has also written in his book, that is Historia Generalis Pantarum, okay, it's a book. So this book, he has given this a group of animals, a group of species. He has described about the species which belong to a common morphology. Everything he has discussed in that particular book. And the next one, Systema Naturae. This is a book which is given by Carolus Linnaeus, okay. So Systema Naturae was given by Carolus Linnaeus, and then Origin of Species, it is given by Charles Darwin. So these are some of the books that is being given by the biologists, right? And next one, the final one, that is the tools for study of taxonomy. So what are the tools? So why we need these tools? We know that we have different organisms, we have different classification of organisms. Without the tool, it will be difficult for us to find out, okay. So these tools will help us to sort out which organism it is, right? So there are some tools that we are going to learn here. First one is classic taxonomic tools. Classic taxonomic tools means, in that first one, taxonomical keys. So you know what is a key? When we are keeping an exam, we used to write a key, right? With that only we will correct your papers. So this key will help us to put marks easily for you, right? It will give us a correct view of that particular paper, so we can easily give marks for the particular question, etc. like that. So this key, taxonomical key, will help us to find that particular organism what it is. So this is what the role of this taxonomic key, okay. So there will be a separate key for different taxonomic categories. Based on the categories, the key will be always there. Okay, we can use that key and we can find out the organism. And the second one is museum. You all know about museum, right? So in museum, what they will have? They will have the preserved plants and animals will be there. We used to go and study about different plants and animals there. So this is what the role of museum. So with the museum, we will know what are the animals that were surviving in the past period. Okay, so we will learn about these animals more. And then zoological and marine parks. So zoological parks, zoo, we know so much of zoos are there. You have already gone to zoos, right? So zoo, we'll go and we'll watch the animals that are present there. We will come to know about different species of animals which is living there. So this will give a clear understanding of what are the species that are prevailing in this environment. So we will come to know about different animals. We will see different animals there. So that is the use of this zoological parks. And also in marine parks, we used to see the lot of fishes, right? Lot of varieties of fishes you can see in that particular aquarium or a marine setup which will be there, right? So they will have a different setup and they will have all the fishes, varieties of fishes there, so you can go and view and you can have a knowledge of them. So this is another one use. And then printed taxonomic tools. What is this printed taxonomic tools? Is already printed catalogs. Okay, the organism, so details about that particular organism, everything will be printed in a form of a catalog or it will be form of a guide, so that you can use it and you can learn it. So this is what the printed taxonomical tools. Okay, and there are some molecular taxonomic tools. What is this molecular means? In a very minute level. Okay, molecular means very minute or micro level. Okay, so what is these tools? First one, DNA barcoding. With the you know what is a barcoding, right? You know what is the barcoding and why we use it. So we use that barcoding and we will find out which book is this or which material is this, everything. Likewise, we are having a DNA barcoding. With that barcoding, we can identify. So it helps us to identify whether it is belonging to a particular species or not, whether this organism is belonging to this species. You can use this DNA barcoding and you can find out whether this organism or this particular organism is coming under this category or not, likewise. Okay, so this is what DNA barcoding. And second one is DNA hybridization, to measure the degree of genetic similarity. So if two organisms are there, suppose take an example, there are two organisms. So you are going to measure how much similarities they have, right? So when you want to measure this genetic similarities, you have to go with this process, that is the DNA hybridization, right? And next, the third molecular taxonomic tool is DNA fingerprinting. So fingerprinting you already know. So here what they will do, with the sample of DNA itself, they will find out, okay, which is this individual. Likewise, they will find out with the help of a sample of DNA itself. That is what called as DNA fingerprinting, right? So this is what. And there are several other technologies like restriction, fragment length polymorphism, okay, and now PCR. You know, you have heard about the word PCR, right? Even in this corona test, they have used this PCR machine. That is this polymerase chain reaction, okay? So it will help us to amplify a particular gene and find out the particular species. So this is what the uses of these molecular level taxonomic tools, right? I hope this is very clear. And this is automated species identification tools. So there are some tools for a particular species which we can use it it is an automated form, so you can easily find out the particular organism of that particular species. So if we see here, the first one is ALICE, automated leafhopper identification system. So it is mainly for leafhopper identification. And next one is DAISY, digital automated identification system. So here everything is in a digital way. You are going to identify the particular species easily. Okay, that is the DAISY. And then ABIS, automatic bee identification system. It is for particularly for bee identification of the bee. And then there is a SPIDA, that is species identified automatically. This is also a tool in which you are going to identify the spider webs and bee wings, right? And then finally, drawing. It is a honeybee wing identification, especially for honeybees. So these are some of the tools that has been used, which is automatically generating the particular organisms description, everything, right? So next, if you see, There are some other tools that has been involved here. The first one is neotaxonomic tools. It is based on electron microscopy. So with the electron microscopy, you can easily view inside the cell. So you can easily study the cell organelles. So that is what the main use of this technology. And next one is ethology of taxonomic tools. It is based on the behavior of the organism. So whether if an organism has a bioluminescence, you know what is a bioluminescence? It can emit light. So with the sum of that behavior, okay, if an organism, if some birds produce different sounds, with the help of the sounds they will find out, or with the help of this bioluminescence they will find out. So based on this behavior, if they are finding out, that is called as the ethology of taxonomic tools, right? And next one is e-taxonomic resources, that is inotaxa. You will tell it as a inotaxa. What is the full form of inotaxa is? It is integrated open taxonomic access. So open, it is very open. You can easily go and access and you can find out the digital description or image of a particular species. That is what called as inotaxa, okay, electronic resource of digital images and description about a particular species. So you can get the digital image about a particular species and description about a particular species. With this chapter is over, right? So I hope this is very clear. So if you have any doubts, please ask me and clear it, okay? So I hope you would have understood the whole chapter, right? So this chapter you have to be very thorough. It's a very easy chapter too. So please be thorough. So what are the questions that is possible out of these two videos that I have posted? You please note it down. You write down in your note, okay? I will check your note. As I told you, I will check your note. So all the notes should be there inside your note, biology note, okay? Separate note should be there. So please follow this. So whatever I am telling in the class, please follow that. So that will be very useful for you to get good marks in your exam. So see you soon in the next class, children. Thank you.